Hey guys, how's it going? Venuxx here and welcome to my first ever video on this channel. This is a channel dedicated to everything Star Wars. I'm going to be doing everything from top 5s to any Star Wars information to Star Wars Battlefront 3 when that comes out. I'm so buzzing for that. But today, for the first video on my channel, I thought I'd take you through my top 5 clones of the Star Wars The Clone Wars series. There are so many good clones throughout the series. I mean, it was a 6-season series, well, 5.5 technically. But I loved it so much, and we were introduced to so many new clones, some of which had really heroic deaths, some of which didn't. But yes, let's run through them. Let's see if you guys agree with me. So, at number 5, we have got Commander Keeli, who was under the command of Imogen D on Ryloth when they had to protect the people, the Twi'leks on Ryloth, from the Separatist forces in time for their supplies to be delivered. Unfortunately, when Imogen D was gunned down by Separatists, he was able to get up with his pistol and give him some support. Unfortunately, both him and his Jedi Master died on Ryloth, but it wasn't in vain. They were able to hold off the Separatist forces long enough for the Twi'leks to escape, and they were able to get their surprise. So his death was not in vain, and that is why he just about makes it in to 5th position over some of the other members of Domino's squad. In 4th position is Echo, who is obviously part of Domino's squad. He got given the nickname Echo for repeating all the orders. We learnt that quite a while ago. And he was part of the 501st Legion after the Rookies episode with Captain Rex and Commander Cody. And when they went to the Citadel and they went to rescue Jedi Master Ivan Piel, he was shot. The ship that he was trying to get in was shot by a commander droid, so he was blown away. And all you see, the last bit as they had to leave, was Echo's helmet fried. However, after the Star Wars The Clone Wars was cut short by Disney, Dave Filoni, which is the executive producer of Star Wars The Clone Wars, released on StarWars.com that Echo is still alive because he knew it meant a lot to some people. And this was awesome, but unfortunately, because the Star Wars The Clone Wars has been cancelled, we won't see anything followed up on this, but at least we know it's alive. That's kind of a good feeling to know that he did survive. That would make him probably, I think I might be wrong, that the longest surviving member of Domino. Next, we move on to his other member of Domino's squad in 5s, who obviously has the 55555 designation of his clone number, hence why he was given the nickname 5s, and he would have been the longest surviving member of Domino's squad, but then Dave Filoni said that Echo is still alive, therefore he is not the longest surviving member of Domino's squad either. 5s was heavily featured in Season 6 and was the main storyline behind it. 5s did everything he could to find out why Tup, his friend in the 501st Legion, killed Jedi General Tiplar after a malfunction in the Order 66 arc like that. Unfortunately, in front of Anakin Skywalker and Captain Rex, he was shot dead by a Republic commando under the orders of Chancellor Palpatine, which obviously we know is Sidious. He was able to find out about Order 66 and about Sidious, but he just couldn't tell anyone because no one would believe him. Who would? He tried to tell people, but he couldn't. But he makes it into 3rd above a lot of other clones because he went to all lengths necessary to try and save his friend and to try and get to the bottom of the Order 66 mystery. It was such a cool story arc, one of my favourites of the whole Clone Wars franchise. Next, we move on to my favourite clone, and even though he isn't at number 1, he's definitely my favourite clone. You will see him in my channel icon right now. It is Gregor. I love Gregor. He was only in for about one episode he was in Clone Wars 4. Yet in that episode, it was so epic, I decided to put him 2nd, and I love him so much. He's my favourite clone to date. Gregor was a clone commando which suffered from amnesia, and after escaping from the Separatists in a battle that they lost, he fled to an outer rim world. Suffered from amnesia, and someone took advantage of him and put him to work in his restaurant. However, the Colonel Meebar Gascon came along with R2-D2 and his squad after receiving the encrypted data file that they had to recover. Gregor was told he was a Republic commando and helped them to escape and get into the ship, and has one of the most honourable deaths I've seen of one of the clones. There was a lot of honourable clone deaths, but this is one of the most honourable. He stays behind just to make sure that Meebar Gascon and R2 squad can stay behind and get off safely. However, just as he's about to die, he does make a promise to Mibar Gascon and that squad that actually he will make his way back. He promises. So even though people think he's dead, I think maybe he is still alive, and I'd love to see that. But because Disney decided to cancel Clone Wars and gave us Rebels instead, I do love Rebels, but I just wish they had to continue Clone Wars. Because they have discontinued Clone Wars, we will not see any more of Gregor, I think. But he had an awesome design, an awesome clone, and definitely deserved that second space spot. At number 1, of course, is Captain Rex, who was probably most people's favourite clone throughout the whole of the Clone Wars series. He was obviously second in command to Anakin Skywalker and captain of the 501st Legion. I will always remember him for the quote when they go in the slavery arc of "I'm no Jedi," and then he throws a spear and kills the person that Anakin couldn't kill because he was a Jedi. What a lot of people don't know is that after the Tup incident and the Fives incident at the end of season 6, well, in season 6, Captain Rex actually gave over his command of the 501st Legion to Commander Appo after Fives' death. A lot of people just thought he stayed, but he didn't. I found out that he handed it over to Commander Appo, and of course he was such a fan favourite that he masterminded a giant killing over Ahsoka Tano in the StarWars.com annual This Is Madness competition. Ahsoka Tano, who everyone thought was a fan favourite from Clone Wars, and was one of mine, was able to be beaten on votes by Captain Rex, and that was just crazy. I couldn't believe my eyes when I saw it. But yes, that is the top 5 clones of Star Wars The Clone Wars series. If you have enjoyed, be sure to smash that like button for more Star Wars videos in the future. Also hit that subscribe button and you'll be able to watch all my future videos on Star Wars, whether they be Star Wars Battlefront, more Star Wars top 5s, or just Star Wars news. That is all from this episode, guys. If you have enjoyed, make sure, as I said, make sure to hit that like button. I'll see you guys in my next video. May the Force be with you.